Greetings and welcome my friends. This is the Machine, another artifact-based deck. This time it's mono blue and goes full throttle with the synthesizer. We have ways of making clones of the synthesizer as well as making token copies. We are playing some counter magic to preserve our board advantage, or to stop an opponent's game-winning play. We aim to flood the board with robot men, but this time we're using multiple artifacts that each can give us an advantage. Welcome, my friends, to the Machine. We start off with the full set of 3 steps ahead. It's a spree spell that lets us counter, draw 2 cards then discard 1, or we can make a token copy of any creature or artifact. This is what we can use to copy one of our critical artifacts, and we can do so at instant speed. It can be a backbreaker if we fire it off and copy a synthesizer, but if we can pull of multiple modes it becomes that much more powerful. Treasure Map is a great little artifact that can help us sift through the deck early on, and later it can draw us extra cards. Either way it will help us find our key cards for a low cost. Negate is the other counter spell we're playing. It's great at hitting cards that can destroy multiple artifacts. Board wipes are fine, we can rebuild our robot men easily enough, but we have to prevent destruction spells. The synthesizer doesn't need much introduction. It's the backbone of the deck. Worldwalker Helm is an artifact that lets us copy any artifact token. We can copy our token robot man, or we can copy a token artifact that we made with 3 steps ahead. Plus we can make a copy at instant speed, so we can choose which artifact to copy for greatest effect. Sword of Once and Future is a card that can give us a surveil if we land a hit with the equipped robot. We can also fire off a 3 steps ahead we have in the grave to copy yet another artifact. In truth, this has been the least impactful artifact in the list and we're looking at replacing it. The Spider is a great blocker that we can play out early as well as being able to trigger the synthesizer later in the game. It will make a Power Stone token when it enters play that can help us play out our more expensive cards. The Might Stone is an awesome artifact. It may cost 5 mana but it gives us the choice of drawing 2 cards or giving a creature -5/-5. It is legendary but its effect is worth copying. It can be easy removal or card draw if we make it into a token. It also taps for 2 mana to help cast more artifacts or to use to activate artifact abilities. We have a pair of Chimera, the Inner Sun. It's a great way to get additional cards in play. If we get something we don't want to play we can put the card in our hand. The Discover 5 will hit the majority of cards we want in play. Cityscape Leveler is spot removal for any annoying permanents the opponent may have in play. Even if countered, the ability still triggers when we cast the card. And even if it gets destroyed, the Leveler has Unearth which lets us get it back from the grave for a turn, maybe long enough to make a token copy. Hulking Metamorph is a clone that lets us copy any one of our men or it can copy an artifact. We're looking to make more copies of the synthesizer and this lets us have multiples in play. Or we can copy a portal. Or a leveler. The portal is our pseudo board wipe. It'll knock out 3 enemy men and then starts getting us any men from the grave. Getting back metamorphs or levelers is a great way to help end the game. Or we can make a token copy and then copy the token turn after turn. Our lands include 2 the Surgical Bay, the tap land that we can sacrifice to draw a card. 20 islands. And 2 Hidden Cataract, the tap land that we can sacrifice to discover 4. Playing the deck is rather straightforward. Getting a synthesizer out first is the primary goal, then follow it up with more artifacts that trigger the synthesizer. In the early game, try to set up the board for future turns. We have not much of an early game, but the mid to late game is where we grow out of control. Use 3 steps ahead to make a token copy, especially if we have a helm in play to make further copies of the token. There's a lot of synergy, a lot of cards that work well together and a lot of power. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games. This is Slash, the famous guitarist. He's trying to disguise his name but we saw it. We start off with a 3-lander. It doesn't look that great but we do have plays we can make. The scry from the synthesizer is always huge. Heap. It's the Analyst combo deck. Taking them on can be a challenge. We have to get going as quickly as we can to stand a chance. And we'll need to draw into our counters. Unfortunately our first play will be on turn 3. Fast and constant pressure is usually what works best against their slow play. They are going hard with the Analyst. It is not a powerful card to be trying to get in hits with. Getting a Negate is excellent. A lot of their kill cards can be countered with it. Let's see what we got on top. We will ship the 2 lands. Ammo is what we need. That makes 3 out of 4 analysts. Too bad we can't just sunfall them all away. I haven't seen that in their deck before. All they need is the land, Argoth. It's time to plant the sword. We'll keep the 2 mana up for Negate just in case. Let's pay them a visit. It's just a little 7-point hit. They have no plays, but we do. Let's copy one of our robots. From here on out, we really don't need to make any plays on our turn. All the pressure is already on board. They can only afford to take one more hit. They block up but are taking 9 to the face. That works just fine for us. They're down to 2 blockers and they'll be facing 4 robots on our next turn. Something we can do is make a token copy of our synthesizer at instant speed. And then we can copy the token synthesizer with the helm. So juicy and fun, it's illegal in half of the US. AT-Rex is another thing that's unique to this version. Well, okay then. It's a fine blocker, that's for sure. Wait, they're swinging in. Let's just copy one of our men. We'll eat their 8-8 alive. T-Rex stakes anyone? Oh, they've got to go drop some friends off at the pool. GG's. This is Rey Mysterio. No wait, it's Rey Zero. No wait, it's Rain Aereo. We get a 2-lander with a synthesizer. We'll be able to play just about everything if we get a 3rd land. As we like to say around here. Keep your pants on. Slow Boris. If we don't get a 3rd land, we'll be slower than them. We got land number 3. All is good. A board wipe that will hit all our stuff. Synthesizer is on board. It's just waiting its metal pals. This has to be a spider turn. We will get a Power Stone token along with a robot. The Power Stone will let us hold up mana for Negate while we continue to play out 3 mana artifacts. That's cool, he's giving the Brutal Cather his last ride before rotating out. Sure, it snipes our robot token, but we've got more tokens on the way. The favor has Discover, which might not amount to much, but then again, it could be another wipe. Let's not risk it. By blocking, they put themselves in a position where they'll need to come up with multiple men on their turn. Staying a step ahead of our robots is not going to be easy. That's one blocker. If we don't need to counter any of their plays, we can make another token at the end of their turn. They throw down a removal. That's fine. We don't want to counter 1-for-1 removals. We'll counter stuff that threatens to clear our board. A single blocker is not going to cut it. Let's get in there. This is check Red Fuzz. No wait, it's checkered fuzz. We get a 3-lander with a synthesizer. It's hard to say no to that. The synthesizer will let us scry and we should be able to dig up more action. Plus, we are just 1 mono away from being able to make a token copy with 3 steps ahead. Keep your pants on. Boris rears their ugly head. They surveil and toss one of their men in the grave. They must be light on land. That should give us the time we need to plant our synthesizer and hopefully get more artifacts in play. This looks like Boris equip. They can be quite annoying if they draw into their enchantments. They play out their equipment. They are ahead only because they went first. We draw a second synthesizer. This will let us catch up rather quickly. We definitely want both of those. Let's draw the spider first. All they have is an attack. Maybe they have instant speed plays. We'll go in with our second synthesizer. That's a Chimel on top. We'll keep them both in the same order. Once we play out the spider, we'll have the mana for Chimel. They play out another equipment. That's a 4/4 double striker now. That would be half our life total. Yeah, we'll block that. If we want to play out Chimel on our next turn, we have to play out the spider. And that creates the most artifacts anyways. They must have felt like they were about to be overrun. They finally play out some men. Were they afraid of a board wipe from our mono blue deck? Our men made them weak in the knees. There is no attack inbound this time. Alright, let's get Chimel in there. This will truly get us rolling. Let's send in the robot tokens. They only block 1 and take a 9-point hit. Chimel gets us a negate, which is fine. We're at the point once again, where we don't need to make further plays. We can save our mana for countering anything that destroys our board. They send their men on a suicide run. Let's see if they really have anything or it was just a bluff. No big surprise play? Their men go to the grave and ours are scratched. That will buff out. Oh wait, there it is. Depopulate is only temporary. We'll have more robot tokens soon. We're 1 mana short of being able to play the leveler. Chimel gets us a treasure map. That's a good way of getting through our deck to find some ammo. In the meantime, we can make token copies of the synthesizer. The brain cells are sizzling over there. Like the sound of bacon being cooked. Pop quiz, the opponent doesn't have any men. What do you do? Send it? That's the wrong answer. Let's surprise them with an instant synthesizer. Don't you hate it when a pair of 8/8 men pop out of the woodwork to ambush your one guy? Their failing grade made them quit. GG's. This is Bean. No wait, it's Sean. Is your avatar okay, buddy? He looks like he's choking on something. We get a 2-lander that is a bit on the heavy end. Too many things need to go right for this hand to work. Maul. Then we get a 3-lander with a treasure map. That thing is going to save us this game. We'll ship the sword. I've been kind of disappointed with it anyways. Heap. Do my eyes deceive me? Is that another Boris? If you like playing against every Boris in the universe, you have to play this deck. Play the tap land here and we can scry with treasure map on our next upkeep and still be able to play out the spider. Oh wow, they actually took out our treasure map. Of all the artifacts in our deck, that is the least threatening one. We already won. A war leader's call. That we would have countered if we had the chance, but it's alright. We have a Chimel on the way. You love to see it. That's a free synthesizer coming in. Oopsie poopsie. They took the Chimel and not the synthesizer. I don't know how they haven't seen an artifacts deck like ours before, but here we are. Just gotta do some quick math. If we play it out for 4 mana, we still have 3 steps ahead available. Another war leader's call. We could counter it, but we have a portal on the way. That could very well end them. If they don't have any blockers, we will have lethal on board. GG's. Let's make a token copy of Synthesizer. And of course we'll keep the portal on top. They exploded like they knew what was gonna happen. This is Gang Green Monster. No wait, it's Ginger Monster. Like a red-headed stepchild. We get a 2-lander that once again, is a tad bit on the heavy end. Sure, we have a treasure map, but after that our next play might be turn 4 or 5? Nope. Let's not go there. Mall. Then we get a 3-lander with the right goodies. That's a synthesizer and a helm plus a 3 steps ahead. Keep your pants on. That's a Demir bro over there. Counter magic will be a concern. Let's not get our good stuff countered this game. They said Warlock. A creature-based deck, I'm guessing? Let's see if the sword baits out a counter. They looked at their hand. They were thinking about it. Our sword lands. They might regret that later. They tap out for a discard guy. Everyone has been playing this guy as of late. I'm not impressed. With them tapped, we'll land our synthesizer. They will definitely regret that later. There were 2 lands on top, which we can send on down. We can function off 3 mana easily enough. It's a Christmas miracle. They tap out again. The spider will be our play this turn. It's 2 artifacts in 1 and it generates a robot token. Copy shenanigans, that's fair, I mean, that's what we're doing. We'll let the leveler go. We're rather far away from being able to play it anyways. And it has unearthed so we can get it from the grave. That's a timely land. We can play out the helm and have mana up for negate or to use the helm to copy a robot. Let's get in there. If they want to trade, that's a bonus for us. We are not going to lose to that ability. And there's not a life total high enough that we can't reach. That is another blocker. But that's really about all it is going to be. While deciding what to do, their head explodes. GG's. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.